Make sure you put up all of the offerings well. We do not need to repeat it being stolen again. Then we cannot buy food for those in need. All types of people visit the church, and not all are coming to pray. Be careful, Peter advised another priest. Hopefully, we can get enough offerings to be able to help families when the winter comes. The woodsman said he would bring wood for us to throw into the furnace when winter comes. We'll need to start collecting more in our free time, since the church gets so cold in the winter. Oh, we have a wealthy guest. Peter looked out at the road where his fellow priest saw someone arriving. Oh, no. Peter's eyes widened when he realized who the carriage belonged to. I will go out and start gathering the wood for winter. But you are in charge of taking care of our visitors today. You cannot leave me to deal with the offering, the prayer for those who visit, and providing shelter to those in need. The other priests are not here. Peter, the young priest, Lucas, called for Peter when he began to run away. I will return when the monster goes away, Peter said, picking up his robe to help him run faster. Why on earth is Edgar here? He cried. Peter ran away from the entrance of the church all the way to the back, which would take him out into trees where he could hide until he thought Edgar was gone. I should truly consider digging a hole to hide in whenever that man comes around, Peter thought. Where are you going, Peter? Edgar stuck out his foot, making Peter fall as soon as he exited the back door. Now your robe is all dirty, he said, looking down at the disgrace of a priest. How? Your carriage just arrived. Peter coughed as his nose and mouth were flooded from the disturbed dust where he fell. Edgar was truly a monster, being able to teleport from his carriage to the back door. I married the devil to an innocent woman. Peter began to panic. Edgar rolled his eyes at Peter's stupid conclusion. He bent down to grab the collar of Peter's robe and pulled him up in one swift motion. This would not be the first time you ran out the back door when you saw my carriage arriving. You should be more clever with your escapes. Edgar had exited his carriage before it came into view of the priest standing outside of the church and went to the back to wait for Peter. I should, but can you put me down now? Peter didn't like how Edgar had him casually dangling in the air to the point his feet could not touch the ground. You certainly work out a lot, Edgar. I am not light enough for just anyone to do this. No, you're not. Edgar released Peter. What have I done to deserve this treatment, Edgar? Your wife wouldn't be happy to know this is how you are treating the man who wed the two of you. Ow! Peter grabbed his aching head after Edgar smacked him. Must you always be so violent? Do not try using her against me. It's going around in the paper that someone saw us in the church. Surely you wouldn't have sold news of my marriage to the papers. Do you know how sad I am not being able to announce it myself? I thought the church minds its own business and does not spread the word about what happens in it. Right or wrong? Edgar tapped his fingers on his sword as he awaited the answer. Do I look like I have a death wish, Edgar? I don't speak about you to anyone. Quite frankly, I don't even like seeing you. You have the wrong person. But we are investigating who sent it to the papers. We cannot keep someone who will talk about what they see here. It has caused quite a lot of problems for me. Peter stepped back to be far away from Edgar in case he wanted to use his sword. What kind of problems? For one, everyone is coming to ask me for the details about your wedding. Secondly, I had an unpleasant visit from one of the town guards. What was his name? Oliver? Peter looked up at the sky as if expecting the right name to fall from it. Oliver. What did he want? Edgar asked. Oliver's obsession with being mixed in his business was beyond irritating. He already said he was married to Alessandra. Had Oliver come here to confirm it? Ask me yourself instead of prying information out of a priest. Have you no shame, Edgar? Oliver spat at the man he hated more than anything. It is no different than what you did, Oliver. Are you stalking me? Should my ego grow for having male fans? If you wish to be my friend again, you only have to ask Oliver. Edgar smiled. Friend? Who wants to be friends with a man who abuses his power? I cannot understand what that woman sees in you to have married you. Peter, you do not need to worry about him. Go inside, Oliver ordered the priest. Not so fast. Edgar stepped closer to Peter and placed his hand on Peter's shoulder. I was having a lovely conversation with my friend before you arrived. It would be rude for you to send him away in the middle of it. Oliver looked to Peter for an explanation. Why are you friends with him? Peter awkwardly smiled, wishing he could be elsewhere. We are not friends. Not even acquaintances. We are just a priest and a duke. Why are you here? Is it to speak about your upcoming wedding? He's getting married. How interesting. To whom? Edgar questioned, as it was odd for Oliver to be getting married, given the inner battle he had with himself. It is none of your business, Oliver replied. Seeing that you are still too emotional for me to talk to, I will find another guard to update me about the missing girls. Peter, find out who leaked the news and alert me. Before I go, I must offer you some advice, Oliver. From one married man to one who is about to get married. Edgar left Peter's side to stand close to Oliver. Do not waste the young lady's time, and tell your father what you have been struggling with. You bastard! Oliver grabbed a handful of Edgar's shirt and pushed him against the wall. What on earth do you know about me? I know your dirty little secret, Oliver. I've always known it from the way you acted towards me. Now, about this? Edgar pointed to where Oliver was grabbing him. You are in luck that I do not want to return to my wife with bruises on my knuckles from punching your face for grabbing me. I suggest you release me before my mind changes. Fighting on church premises is not allowed, Peter whispered loud enough for the two men to hear. He did not want the drama to shift to him. Didn't think I would ever have to explain that to a town guard and a duke. Take 5 steps back. Then you'll be off church property. You can fight there. No need. Oliver released Edgar with a shove. I have better things to do. Edgar straightened out his shirt while he spoke. If I were not in such a good mood, I would have your head, Oliver. You should thank my wife for living to see another day. I'm not putting up with you going around being in my business, Oliver. Do not bite the hand that fed you. Are you saying that because you're richer than me? Did you always think that when I came to your house as a child? Yes, I went for the food. So what? Oliver clenched his fists to suppress his anger before he did something that would make him lose his job. Are you slow? I didn't mean literally feeding you. Edgar shook his head. Day by day, others were slowly losing their comprehension skills. How can you show so much anger to someone who helped you become a town guard? Furthermore, the captain. As easily as I gave you the job, I can take it away because your emotions are interfering with your work. You gave me this job? What bullshit? Oliver scoffed. I got my position based on my skills. Obviously, you had the skills. I wouldn't have put my word in if you were terrible. However, you had no good background. That's what the men making the decision seemed to care about, so I put in a good word that you were connected to my family. You've been annoying me with the power I gave you. Isn't that something, Peter? Don't involve me in this, Peter muttered. You're lying. Oliver refused to believe Edgar's words. You wouldn't do that for someone you're not friends with. I didn't do it because you're an old friend. I did it because the fool they wanted to choose was incompetent and would only make my work harder. I'm not expecting you to be thankful, but I want this information to always be at the back of your mind whenever you're going around investigating me for nonsense, said Edgar. Still not believing Edgar, Oliver walked away without saying a word. There was someone he could ask to find out the truth behind his becoming the captain. He's going to have a bad day after this. Why, I'd kill myself if I found out someone I hated gave me the job I desired. Poor soul. Peter shook his head, feeling bad for Oliver. Kill yourself? Why not just quit? Edgar asked. Peter opened his mouth, then closed it when he realized it was an option. Why are you still here, Edgar? We are most definitely not friends for us to be standing around chatting. Find the person who sent the news to the papers and alert me right away. If anyone quits during this time, send me their name, description, where they were staying, and who they knew. Edgar gave Peter an order. Isn't this a bit much for someone announcing your wedding before you did? I knew you were petty, but I didn't know you were this petty. It is not about my wedding. Every single girl who was taken or killed came here to make a confession to a priest. They all had something troubling them, and it's worth investigating if their information was being sold, since it could link us to the culprit. I swear, if you're spreading the information, Peter, I'll... Edgar placed his hand near Peter's neck, as if he would like to choke him. I swear it is not me, Edgar. I was a scammer and a thief, Edgar. Not someone who talks about others and wants young girls to get killed. I have a heart when it comes to things like that. I'll investigate it secretly and send anything I find to you. There's no need for you to come here. Peter patted Edgar's back, then pulled his hand away when Edgar turned to look at him. All right, no touching. Yet you place your hand on my shoulder. Meanwhile, at the Collins estate... What is wrong with the Duchess? Sally shrugged her shoulders at Alfred's question.
She has been like this since the Duke left. Maybe she did not want him to go?
Alfred didn't think that was the case, because he knew about their contractual relationship, and Alessandra would certainly love to get Edgar out of the house. Unless she has feelings for him already.
The Duke gifted her 2 kittens, so maybe she is overwhelmed by the gifts. Her sister killed the one she was taking care of back at the Baron's home. Kate also wrapped up the dead kitten in a wedding dress belonging to Alessandra's mother.
Sally whispered so Alessandra wouldn't know she was gossiping about what occurred the day Alessandra became engaged to Edgar. I have always hated that girl. Alfred frowned as he thought about how awful Kate must have been to Alessandra.
Don't be so sad. Alessandra came into Kate's bedroom and threw a bucket of shit onto her. That's why I was no longer able to work for Kate. She would torture me for seeing her in a state like that. Honestly, I found Alessandra to be cool at that moment. I had never seen anyone go against Kate. Unfortunately, I let Alessandra down the moment I had to work for her. Why on earth is she so nice to me?
Sally asked herself. Alfred watched Alessandra and thought about Sally's question. You were scared, and she knew that. Technically, you did nothing wrong to her, so you were deserving of another chance, and you have been doing a good job from the moment you arrived.
It was honestly to keep a better job at first. But then I realized she's an underdog just like me, and I want to see one of us win for once. There's no chance for the daughter of a fallen house, but there is for her. I was a fool for listening to the rumors, and now I want her to prove everyone wrong. But first, how do we fix this gloomy mood she's in?
Sally looked to Alfred for the answer. They both had no idea what happened between Edgar and Alessandra for her to be sitting in a chair with her head lying flat on the table.
Why do I keep falling into his traps?
Alessandra muttered against the table. Her mind would not let her forget having to kiss Edgar's other cheek because, according to him, it felt lonely.
Why?
That is it. Alessandra abruptly sat up straight, startling both Alfred and Sally. I am going to be one step ahead to avoid being teased by him. I am not his source of entertainment.
Sure,
Sally and Alfred muttered at the same time.
Do not lack faith in me.
Alessandra shifted in her seat to look at the two people who doubted her.
If I may.
A knock on the door interrupted Alfred's words. That would be the dressmaker, Duchess. Excuse me. Alfred went to open the door. Good morning, Lady Potter. Lady Potter is my mother. Please refer to me by my name, Aaron Potter. So it's true. He actually married the girl they say is cursed, Aaron stated when her eyes fell on Alessandra's mask. No wonder my mother sent me instead of coming by herself. This will be interesting. Watch your words in front of the Duchess, or we will no longer require your services, said Alfred. What did you mean by your mother sending you instead of coming by herself? Alessandra asked. Not offended by her words like Alfred thought she would have been. My mother wouldn't have missed a chance to work for the Duke, but when rumors were going around that it is you he married, she quickly changed her mind and sent me instead. She does not think the dresses I make are good. I am still a Potter, and since the Duke requested a Potter, she had no choice but to send me, Aaron explained. She does not think I am good enough to wear her dresses. What about you? Now that you see it is me he has married, do you wish to stay or go? Alessandra gave the young woman the option. Aaron thought about it for a moment, then replied, I'll stay. Not like I have any other customers. My mother talks badly about my designs. Therefore, the only work I get is working for her as an assistant. I will make sure you have the finest dresses in all the land, Duchess. Erin felt a wave of confidence because someone was giving her a chance. She expected to be turned away once it was revealed her infamous mother had not come to show dresses to the new Duchess. This was her one chance to prove her mother wrong. If you don't mind, Duchess, I can also create many different kinds of masks to go with all your outfits. I make my own masks when there are masquerade balls. I can even make simple ones for you to wear at home. I can create a few by tomorrow morning, and if you like, I can create one quickly for the ball, Erin said, as she brought numerous boxes into the room with Alfred and Sally's help. Thank you. There will be a ball tomorrow? Where did you hear this? Alfred was surprised to not hear any word of this, considering Edgar and the king were good friends. Normally, Edgar would be the first one to know when the king was planning to throw a ball. It is not winter yet. It is not the annual winter ball. It is said to be something small, with invitations being sent to certain families. The invitations were only recently sent out. My mother received our invitation right before I left home. Are you certain the Duke and Duchess's invitation is not already here? Aaron asked. It would be odd if they were not invited. But then again, there was a chance the king was not a fan of the Duchess. Duchess, I have to check who received the mail this morning. Please look after the Duchess well, Alfred told Sally. What style of dresses do you prefer, Duchess? Aaron asked when Alfred left. I do not have a style. I have always worn what is available, Alessandra replied. You are the worst kind of person. You shouldn't just wear what is in front of you, Duchess. There are so many things to consider, like what dresses fit your shape or what color suits your skin tone. Where did you get this awful thing? Aaron pointed at the dress Alessandra wore. I brought it from home. It once belonged to my mother. Give it back to her or burn it, Aaron cut in. It does not suit you. No offense to your mother. When I am done, we should get rid of whatever dresses you have like that. You... Sally wanted to stop the dressmaker before she might hurt Alessandra's feelings. But Alessandra grabbed her hand to stop her. Is there a problem? Erin placed her hands on her hips, looking at the two women. You cannot talk as you like in front of a duchess. Sally still spoke up. I enjoy her honesty, and nothing she said has offended me. I have no sense of style, and I don't want to look bad by Edgar's side. Continue, Alessandra urged Erin. There was a lot she had to learn from the dressmaker. I'm sorry, Erin apologized for her words. I get a little carried away with my words when it comes to dressing others. It is all right. I would have to be a crybaby to be upset by what you said. I don't plan on wearing any of the dresses I have now after you've made new ones for me, but I cannot discard the ones belonging to my mother. I am saving them for when she returns. Returns from where? Erin wondered. I can go through them with you and see if there is anything a duchess can wear. I'll be able to see what your style is depending on which dresses you have that you like the most. We should start with this dress. Erin rummaged through a box and took out a green dress fit for a ball. I'll assume you do not have a dress for the ball tomorrow? I don't. Alessandra stood up to get a better look at the dress. It is beautiful, she commented as she ran her fingers along the material. She had dreamt of wearing fancy dresses and attending a ball. Sally narrowed her eyes when she caught Erin's cheeks turning red. Don't tell me she is falling for the Duchess. Impossible, she thought. I will call for you when I need help tying it up, Sally, Alessandra said, picking up the dress to go into the small closet in the bedroom they were in. Why do you have to go in there when it's only women here? It will save more time for me to adjust the dresses if you are right here in front of me. And I must take off your dress for me to measure you for the dresses I will make from scratch. There is no need for you to be shy, Duchess. Erin stepped forward to help Alessandra with taking off her dress. No! Sally yelled, jumping between Alessandra and Erin. The Duchess will change in private as she wants. Have you no shame? I saw the way you blushed when she was speaking. That's because she's the first person to compliment my work. I don't like women, if that is what you are thinking. I love men. From the top of their head to the tip of their... Sally lunged forward to cover Erin's mouth before she could mention such a thing in front of Alessandra. Don't you dare finish that sentence. Why did this escalate so fast? Alessandra sighed.